Welcome back. It's good to have you here again. I know it's been a few years now since I've done a video. We've been getting on with the business. That's really been taking up all of the time. Not really had any time to come out and play with cars. The roof chopped R53 is finished. We've been driving that around for a while now. Took it to the Alps earlier on this year, and that was a pretty good adventure. You may have seen it in other clubs' videos and in other people's videos, but that's done now. There's a couple more videos that I want to release on it, which is ultimately going to be the cost of the conversion, what it cost me to build the engine, and the components that went into it. And then there's a walk around of the car and maybe a drive along video to go with that. The footage has already been taken, so I'm in a position where I've got a lot of footage which has been captured over the last couple of years and I need to edit it. The future of the car, it's probably going to get broken early next year. The reason for that is I want something I can use with the family a little bit more, and whilst we've got the space for the cars, I don't fancy going too deep into the next car in the sense of doing the same sort of thing as this. So what will probably happen is this will get stripped down to a bare shell, and it will be sold as a roof chop car that will need a wiring harness, an engine, wheels, brakes and etc. put on there. But anything that's white, all the body kit, that'll just stay as is. Somebody else might be able to build it back up then and enjoy it. We've got an R52 that arrived a few weeks ago, and the plan with that is to take the turbo engine out of this. We're going to put it into that. There's full body colour change going on that, and there'll be a whole lot of things happening with the suspension. A few more R56 parts are going to come in. Probably going to end up using the turbocharge from the white car, and we're going to take a supercharger from another vehicle with a clutch. Little interesting project I've been thinking about for a while, of sort of using a electronic clutch based supercharger from 1200 RPM up to about 4000 RPM, then switching it off and letting the turbo take off. So that could be an interesting project. Again, we'll record that, but it'll be using the same engine that's in the roof chopped Mini. We'll see how I feel as we get towards the end of this year on whether it's a new build or whether I'm going to sacrifice this car to do that. Then the other car sitting up here, my old Paul Smith Mini, which isn't my original one. I had one of these back in the early 2000s, I think it was a year old, so I would have had it in 1999. I drove it around for a few years, but when I went to university found that I just couldn't keep up with the upkeep it needed to keep it lovely. There was a lot of things I wanted to do back then. I had it with green stripes on it, and I quite like that. Most people like to keep these factory and don't want to change it, but I could very well do that again on this. I always wanted sports pack arches with some deep dish wheels. Not going to say that won't happen. Again, there could also be a 16 valve head and a supercharger going in it. The car itself is pretty sound. There's a hole in the boot. Someone's took off the catalytic converter, which isn't really an issue, but we've got one to go back in. Someone smoked in it, so the headlining's ruined, the carpet's ruined, but we've got all those parts. The leather's lovely. The car itself is pretty solid. Someone's changed the sills in the past. They've reskinned the doors and they've done an A panel. I'd go with that. The door gaps are horrifying, so we'll probably reskin and put new A panels on. The wings are just starting to bubble again. It's very minor. I'm fairly sure that if I took it back and treated it, we could just leave them, but I want to do this car properly. We want to do it once. We're going in. That might mean it ends up being completely sandblasted back down, and started from scratch. But what I'm going to do first is we're going to do videos. You can see it's already in a state of parts coming off of it. Doing some recording of stripping it down, take the engine out. We're going to get it down to a bare shell. Then going to lose off any of the panels that we don't need. So the jobs that have been done at the front, all very well done. The front end, the wings, they've all been done really, really well. They don't even look like they've been MIG welded in. It looks like it's been spotted properly, so that's a good sign. So we'll get all of that off and start again, I think, but I just want to get everything right on this. We want nice 5mm gaps around the door, not the 15mm down to 2mm that we've currently got. But it wouldn't take much to put this car back on the road if I really wanted to. We could fix the patch in the boot. We could get the engine running again. It was running. I drove it into the garage, but I didn't want to use it on the road until I'd restored it, and sometime between buying it and wanting to restore it, 5 years seems to have passed. So now's the time. I want to do this. I want to get it back on the road for early next year, and I want to enjoy it next summer. So there'll be a project for that. There'll be a project for the new R52, and there'll be a few more videos following for the R53 roof chop. And then there's a couple of other cars that are parked up that we'll be starting on after that. There might be a slight change to the channel. I might start including a bit of my work, which is robotics, automation, factory assembly. Might throw a few videos in there as a couple of different series. We've been thinking for a while it would be good to share some of the stuff we do, because I think it's quite interesting. The tech side of it's pretty good. And then future, we're going to look at a few Arduino projects. We're going to look at a few coding projects that we've done for the cars. Probably go into CAN bus a little bit. I've done some specialist gauges that I've put on this car that I've never issued, little OLED screen that's pulling the data off the CAN bus. So we might do that as a bit of a video and show that project, share the stuff. I've got no intention of ever selling the gauges, so I think the best way to go with that is to make it live, give you the download files and give you the equipment and show you what you need to do to build. I think the only time I'd ever make it saleable is if we were going to make it plug into the OBD and pull off data off a standard ECU, but we'll see where it goes. I'm going to say it's probably be a few weeks before we start seeing videos going back. It's taken me a little while to remember how we edited all of the videos and how we throw them all together. Also talking to the camera, I'm particularly uncomfortable with that again, so great, we get to learn how to talk to a camera over again. And we might take a different stance on how we record stuff, sort of less talking at the camera whilst I'm doing the work, because it takes so many takes when I say things wrong. And we might move over to more voice over the videos and recording what's happening. Maybe a mix, we'll see how it goes, but hopefully you'll join me, and hopefully we'll get these projects done fairly quickly. I don't want to be spending too many hours out here now working on them. I want to just get in, get them done and get on the road and enjoy them. The R52 is going to be an interesting project, and I think it will be more family orientated, but I still want to keep the elements that I enjoyed about the roof chop car. If you've got interest in it, I think it will be about January time that I start to pull it apart, but I'll do a video to say that it is being pulled apart. I won't be selling off parts for it. It'll be a shell, and then everything else I'll be keeping. So if you've got interest on bringing that to life, then around January time watch for videos, and you'll see it probably come to an end. We'll see how it goes. And I'll start getting the videos up that we've done with the R52 already. It was a non-runner when I purchased it, so the first thing we've done is made it a runner. I want to go through what we found and what the issues were on that car, but let's hope this all goes well, and let's hope I can find the time to put these videos together. Take it easy, and thank you for watching.